After feeding her the bottle, Samantha pulled Rosie closer. "Now," she said. "Is baby still hungry?" Rosie shook her head. "Well, we have more bottle, and people who want to feed you. Also, the more you're feed, the sooner you are going to fill your diapers. So, we are going to pass you around, and you will keep drinking until we are done, okay? You'll do what mommy says. You don't want to be a bad baby." She put emphasis on the last phrase. As soon as she heard it, Rosie was filled with the deepest guilt and anxiety she had ever felt. It came up suddenly, and left her shaking. There was something wrong, and she didn't blame her mommy, but blamed herself. She hugged her mommy. At that moment she'd do anything to avoid the feeling and make her mommy happy. "Good baby," mommy said, and the feeling was gone. "Now, time for the rest of your num-nums." She pulled Rosie to the next person, a woman, and sat her down on her lap. The woman placed a bottle in her mouth, and she suckled instinctively. She was passed around from person to person. Each one sat her on their laps, bouncing her up and down and feeding her more and more bottles. Rosie was stuffed, but she kept drinking. Her stomach began to ache, then cramp. The bouncing only made it worse, and her stomach was soon grumbling. After a while she was being fed and bounced by a man in a suit when she heard a loud bra-rapped noise. She looked down at her diaper. There was laughter all around her. "Oh my God, the baby's gassy," someone shouted, and they laughed again. "Better check her diapers, just to make sure that's all there is," the man in the suit said. He bent her over and lifted her skirt, pulled the back of her diaper. "No, all clean." Rosie didn't know what was worse, the fact that a stranger was seeing inside her undergarments, that he was doing it to check if she had messed those same undergarments, or that the sound came again and again. She found she was powerless to stop any of it. "Yes, but now comes the best part," Samantha said. She took Rosie by the hands, then stood her up. She looked her dead in the eyes, and Rosie was trapped by her gaze. "Rosie," she said, snapping her fingers. "You're a big girl now." Rosie looked around in panic. What had she done? What was she wearing? She wanted to scream, she wanted to cry, she wanted to run. "Please, please stop," Rosie pleased. "You can go if you want, Rosie. It's all up to you." She had been hypnotized, she realized. She knew hypnotism was something you had to want to work, and if she rejected it, it wouldn't have worked. But, did she want to reject it? It was all she had wanted, after all. It was what she had come for. This was what she dreamed about and talked about online, but was too afraid to do. It was humiliating, mortifying, and terrifying, but even when she wasn't hypnotized she couldn't make herself run. Maybe she had accepted it all. Or was this all some trick? Either way, she remained. "That is what I thought. Good baby." Even when no longer thinking like a baby, the words filled her with a sudden happiness. Samantha noticed. "Like that? Thought so. Oh, and watch this. Bad baby," she scolded.